Okay, now I'm recording. It's okay. Um, so again, welcome to the Butterfly Experience podcast. I am happy to have you here. And again, the topic is being a Black woman in entrepreneurship and the music artist. And we're going to address a few things. So some of the notes I have, we're going to talk about some of the challenges, some of the things we don't like, some of the things that are hard. And then we're also going to talk about some of the things that I love being a Black woman entrepreneur and music artist, because I feel like there's always conversations about what's hard, and I think that conversation needs to keep being had so that change can be created. Actions need to keep being taken. At the same time, like I always say, when it comes to the Black community, when it comes to Afro humans and my people, I'm always advocating for us to speak on the joys and the intelligence and the love and the community and beauty that is inevitable in our communities that does not get enough, what do I say, spotlight. So we'll talk about that too, and then I'll give some advice on how I preserve and protect my magic, and some advice on how you could do the same. So yes, thank you for being here. I'm happy that you stopped by, and let's get right into it. So honestly, just to check in a little bit before we move on, I was preparing for this episode, and I was making things for Instagram or whatever the case may be, and I stumbled across a video of this man with, I guess, I don't know what he does professionally, but he was talking to a client. It seemed like he was some kind of like vocal coach or gym trainer or something like that, or maybe the two combined, which I love that. I love when people combine what they do, because a lot of things just are not separate. Like for me as a vocal coach, I'm also a therapist. Like a lot of my vocal coaching classes are therapy for referrals. So I'm not licensed, but that's what it feels like. And I know that that's how people interpret it because that's what they say to me. But anyway, so he was talking to one of his clients, and he was just like, you either are going to commit or quit. And he was like, commit or quit. Why is it that I can see that you can do this and I can see it for you, but you can't? And he was like, you not knowing is not an answer. He was like, you're going to commit or quit. And it just really did something to my spirit. Usually when I see aggressive videos like that, it really rubs me the wrong way. But this one didn't. And I think it's because the things that he was saying were really valid, but also just for like, at my time, like where I'm at presently in this moment, it just really, I feel like my spirit really needed to hear it. And he also was asking the person to reflect on their past and what happened and what things that they did to make them feel like they're a quitter worth giving up on and like losing. And so, yeah, like I said, I usually don't like that type of aggression, but he was explaining in his caption that it was necessary for the moment, and that he's usually, softer or gentler, but it was calling for some pressure. And yeah, I really got that. But it just made me think, like, I have a habit of and we'll talk about this. I have a habit of like those things, like the doubt, the fear, the not being able to see it, and all of those things. And so when I see videos like that, it really just makes me, it's had a habit in the past of making me really sad. And I think the sadness comes from this feeling of like, I've already given up. Like, yeah. So let's talk about that. I would have conversations with people when they're doing things that I really want to be doing, or they're like, embracing these opportunities or embracing this truth about themselves. And I would have moments of, before I used to have moments of like jealousy or envy, but it's graduated to something that is, I don't want to say graduated, but sometimes it can be now sadness. And I think in talking to you guys that the sadness is coming from this subconscious belief that I'm already grieving, even though like I didn't even try yet, or like nothing happened besides I'm getting information that somebody's doing this thing, and it's like I already like feel grief, and the grief is coming from the fact that I already don't see it for myself, or I already feel like I missed that opportunity, or I can already see all the ways it will not work out for me. And it's just like, wow, that's sad as fuck. Like, that's truly sad as fuck, and I don't want to feel that way anymore. And I remember this idea first came up because I was talking to a friend who had got a new opportunity doing something that I wanted to do, but that I felt like I didn't have the education for, and I also just felt like I didn't have the skill set, or just a lot of things. I didn't want to do it, but like I kind of did, but I just kind of already convinced myself I didn't want to do it because I felt like I couldn't do it. And so I was talking to this friend, and they were just, I was actually genuinely happy for them, and stuff like that. Definitely led with love, but at the same time, I was feeling, and then another thing, I was feeling sadness, but I was also feeling anxiety. Like immediately, I started feeling anxiety, and I think the anxiety came from the desire. The anxiety came from the desire to want it, but also again feeling like it's this urgency of like, oh my gosh, this person is doing this thing, and like you should have been did this like yesterday. And it's just like it starts to feel urgent, and then I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And then it's met with like this sadness because it's like, oh my god, fuck, I missed it. I missed the opportunity. And it's like nothing happened to necessarily like nothing happened to solidify the fact that I missed that opportunity. You can are y'all following me? Are y'all getting what I'm saying? And I just think watching that video like that's sad as fuck. Like it's sad as fuck that still within me exists this feeling of there are just dreams that I will never accomplish and I will never have when they are so possible. And I'm just like I'm like actually getting sad in this moment. Like it's just so sad to think that just in you hearing about something, soon as you hear it, you already make up in your mind that it couldn't be you. That couldn't happen for me. Um yeah, so like I didn't expect to go there, y'all, but like let me know if y'all resonate with that in the past or if y'all have presently. Let's talk about it. But I know that I don't deserve to feel that way. And I was having a conversation with another amazing young lady, entrepreneur, black woman, a couple days ago, and it was two black women and a black man, and we were all sitting there talking. They have names, but I'm not going to share them. That's why I'm saying black woman, black man. But we were talking about the concept of dreaming big, and just like not wanting to surround yourself with small-minded people because it can affect your groove and shit like that. And I just remember like agreeing, but also feeling like in that moment I've been that small-minded person, and I've felt like I've been in situations where I felt like I shouldn't be around people because they're dreaming big, and like I don't see that for myself, and I don't see that as a possibility. And I think people might hear that from me and be shocked because it seems like, oh, like I'm such a courageous person. I am. I'm very courageous, very confident. I've overcome a lot in my life, but I've also had these seriously debilitating moments of just like not believing in myself and not believing in a dream to the point where like, and it's happened at a young age to the point where like even like I wouldn't even realize I was settling. It just was like normal to me. And it might have felt big at the time, but it's like I could go so much bigger. But because I'm operating in this mindset that I'm not even fully aware of that I'm still operating in until I have moments that are giving me anxiety or making me sad, and I'm unpacking it with myself or with you all, and I'm like, oh, that's what that is. You're grieving something that you didn't even give yourself the opportunity to experience. You're grieving something that you only ever gave it. You're grieving a life that you never really allowed birth to. It's almost like having a creative miscarriage, where it's like not even miscarriage, like the idea of wanting to have this creative child and not even giving yourself the opportunity to try with your partner to try to have this child. Because you already feel like you wouldn't be a good mom. You already feel like you wouldn't be cut out for it. You already see all the things that could go wrong. You just don't see it, but then you still feel this ache because there's a part of you that knows that you're giving up on something that's possible and is disappointed that you're giving up. And then also you feel this ache because you still feel this desire to have this creative child. So then what do you do with that? What do you do with the grief that you feel for a life that you didn't allow yourself to give birth to? What do you do with that? I don't believe in rushing to answers, so I'm just going to let that sit for a second because for me, that feels very heavy. So I didn't expect to get on here and talk about this, but at the same time, I feel like spirit be moving, and so it was all a part of the plan. And I also feel like I had a feeling because I really didn't know what I was going to talk about today. And like an hour ago, I came up with it, and I was journaling. I was like, okay, this is cool. This feels doable. This feels like something that feels resonates with me at this time. Creative miscarriages are real. Thank you, Jasmine. Yes, they really are. That's so funny because I was just at dinner, and I was telling my friend that um, if I was a princess, which I am, I think my name could be Jasmine. I think I give Jasmine sometimes. That'd be cute. But I was actually going to be named Jada or India. My mom was going to name me either Jada or India. Do I look like a Jada to y'all? Do I look like India? It's funny because I spent time in India, so that's accurate. And I got this dot in the middle of my head. but So let's move into the topic now because I feel like we'll be able to work through. For those who just joined, hi Sage. Let me just say the heavy moment that we just had. Oh, I love that, Jasmine. You were named after the princess. That's so beautiful. But yeah, so for those who just joined, let me just reiterate the heavy moment that just happened that I didn't expect, but spirit be moving. So I was saying the question was, without getting too much into it, what do you do? Come on, we're connected. Come on, Black woman. Um, what do you do with the grief that you feel over a life you never allowed yourself to birth? Again, what do you do with the grief that you feel for a life that you never allowed yourself to give birth to? And I want to go further to say, this is so emotional for me, y'all. I'm feeling this like I'm getting chills like all in my throat, in my shoulders, in my arms, in my back, because of how I am about how I am about my black women and about myself and about my people. A lot of the times, but I'm already hyper and we're only 15 minutes in. A lot of the time, the miscarriages and the opportunities that are robbed from us to create these lives are not our own doing. A lot of these miscarriages are induced by the oppression that shows up in hundreds of systems that are put into place in this country. Let's talk about actual child miscarriages. Some of us, black women, are not miscarrying you're never really miscarrying from your own doing, but some of us are miscarrying because of the toxins that are in the food, that are in the water, that are in the toxic energy and practices that come with living in a, what's the C word? Not colonizer, about money. I forget what it's called. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Society, a capitalist society, an oppressive society that was built on slavery. A lot of those systems are the reason we be miscarrying with actual children. Capitalist, thank you, love. So when it comes to these creative children, let's talk about what it takes to be able to bring this creative child into fruition. Sometimes it takes health and wellness within mind, body, and spirit, right? It takes belief in yourself. It takes allowing yourself to do naturally what you were put here to do. But it's all this unnatural shit that happens. It's all this unnatural shit that occurs daily, right? This toxic energy, this harmful energy. They don't want me to talk my shit. They don't want me to talk my shit, y'all. But it's okay because I'm going to talk my shit anyway. As a matter of fact, let me take this laptop off Wi-Fi just in case. Yeah, because we're going to talk about it. I'm always able to see how some shit is not our fault. However, it's fucked up, but it's beautiful and powerful at the same time. It's still our responsibility to create a certain reality for ourselves and for our people. Let's get into this topic. Being a black woman, entrepreneur, and artist, because we're going to unpack that more as we move through and I don't know why I want to say bleed through these concepts. Hi, Blue. So just to reiterate, for people who are just joining, I didn't know I was going to be talking about what I originally started talking about, but the question was, what do we do with the grief that we have for the life that we never allowed ourselves to birth? Thank you. What do we do with the grief for a life we didn't allow ourselves to birth creatively, energetically, right? And then the next part that I came to was a lot of the times when we're not able to birth these creative ideas or these creative babies and creative children, it is not our fault. It is because of oppressive systems that have been embedded in our mind, body, and spirit that we then become responsible for undoing. But we're not alone. So let's talk about how that bleeds into the topic of being a black woman entrepreneur and music artists. So I want to talk about some of the challenges because that's some of what we already gotten into. We already talked about like actual miscarriages or the avoidance of creating life because of certain oppressive systems that are present in this country, right? So we already talked about that, but let's get more into like specifically being an entrepreneur and just all of those kinds of things. So some of the challenges that I wrote down that I face as a Black woman entrepreneur, Afro-human entrepreneur with a womb in the music industry, and just in business. Okay, the first challenge that I face is, what does that say? Battling the invalidation. So we kind of talked about that a little bit. Battling the invalidation for me has been huge. I was I embedded the process of invalidation at a very young age personally because I had a lot of anger and a lot of hurt that was downplayed or dismissed or had to be pushed aside for my safety. Therefore, learning how to invalidate myself and tell myself, like, act like my experience was me being delusional was like, and happen to like operate in extreme optimism or avoidance was like what I had was what is it called? Self perseverance, but that's not what I'm looking for. That's not the word. It's a word for it, but it became like what I had to do for myself to survive. A survival tactic. That's what I'm looking for. It became a survival tactic, invalidating myself. Because if I was to validate myself, I actually wouldn't be okay with none of this shit. And I would actually have all these reasons why. But it's like, why do that when I know even with those reasons and with that knowledge and intelligence, I won't be able to do anything anyway because I'm a fucking kid. So might as well just invalidate it, act like it never happened. I might as well embrace the dumb shit and the toxicity, right? So battling the invalidation and then carrying that now in a workplace where it's like, okay, now I'm working with this person, or I'm in this partnership or working on this project or at this job where I'm feeling a type of way. I'm being harmed, whether it's mentally, physically, or emotionally. And I have to battle within myself about how valid this experience is and these feelings are. And a lot of time as Black women, and I talked about this in a reel that I'm going to post, our tolerance for fuck shit is high as fuck because we've had to deal with pain on a different level our whole lives. So our ability to be delusional about certain shit or normalize certain shit is really like, our ability is real high to do that and to invalidate ourselves. A lot of us, and I don't want to speak for everybody, but I know in my experience, like invalidating myself, like I said, was a survival tactic. So it's like, I'm going to tell myself that I'm tripping so I can keep my job, so I can pay these bills, take care of these kids. I'm going to tell myself I'm tripping so that I can finish this project, get that check, and move on with my life. Even though these people are disrespectful, are clearly using me in every way possible, and don't honor any of my values or morals. Even though this job is working me to death, unorganized as fuck, and the environment is just terrible. But I'm tripping. It can't be that bad. It can't be hurting me that much to the point where I gotta leave or exit the situation. Get over it. So battling that as an entrepreneur, especially as somebody, again, who was never taught or given space to fully manage the full spectrum of my emotions or my experience as a Black woman, as a kid who was growing up in a low-income household with, different role models who went through different types of things, whether it was depression, bipolar, anxiety, all types of shit, right? So it's like, I forget where I was going with that, but as somebody who, was not able to, again, grow through and experience how to manage my full range of emotion and experiences and speak about them and work through them and grow through them in a way that was healthy for where I was at that time, it's like, how do I even communicate to myself and then other people that what I'm feeling is valid? How do I even do that? We'll get there though. We'll get there. So battling that in the workplace and just as an entrepreneur and in different projects and stuff is difficult because you also make mistakes. Sometimes when you don't know how to, like, again, I was talking with a friend about going 0 to 100, and I feel like sometimes I only know how to operate at 0, and I try to keep myself at 0 so that I don't have to deal with trying to operate through all them other numbers or ranges of emotion, or I'm at 100. Those seem to be the only two places I know how to navigate certain shit. I'm either chilling or I'm mad as fuck. And that's why I have a song where I'm like, I don't get mad, I only get pissed off. Which isn't the full truth. Like, I've been just mad, but it's like, knowing how to navigate it fully is really only those two things, 0 or 100, right? So, even validating the in between, because you can feel like if it's gray area, then it's okay. I can deal with it. So that's something that's been really hard. I feel like people will, they won't help you validate yourself. They will. I've been blessed with great friends and a great support system, great partners in business and in relationship. I've been thankfully mentors and all of that. Been given a lot of people who will teach me how to go about validating myself and how to navigate that professionally without turning up or just taking on people's shit for no reason. But there are people who will take the opportunity when they see or feel intuitively that you not good at validating yourself, and you might be aware of some fuck shit, but you might not be strong enough to speak on it. They'll take advantage of that. And I promise y'all, when I'm on here talking to y'all about something, it's not because I'm perfect at it or I've mastered it. It's because I go through that shit. I'm a kind-hearted, good person with good intentions. I'm nice. I can be a little too nice sometimes. And people try to take advantage of that shit all the time. All the time. And sometimes I don't see it. Or I try to and it be taking my friend to be like, or my mentor to be like, they have you fucked up. It's been times where it's been my ability to operate in my own invalidation and delusion. It's been to the point where sometimes, I'll have to act on what my mentor said and go against what I feel sometimes, because I know I tend to operate like that. And then I listen to my friend or I listen to my mentor and they wind up being fucking right. And thank God I listen to them. Not trying to encourage a message of don't trust yourself. But when you are working on something and you're learning how to do something, it's no problem trusting other people's judgment that that you feel in your intuition. And we'll get to intuition, because that's one of the pieces of advice. Cultivate your intuition in all sectors of your life, so that way it can be a tool everywhere you go and you never have to question shit. But while you're building that, it's important to have mentors and friends around you, because people will take gladly, with a fucking smile, the opportunity to continue the invalidation you already started within yourself. Yes. Community to care for our hopeful self. Yes. I'm hoping that I get to that point. I'm having faith and I'm working towards it. So as I'm doing that, let me have a check and balance system, which is the system is my people. The system is my community. You know what I'm saying? Until I strengthen that muscle. Y'all see the muscles. I gotta work out again. I stopped working out, y'all. I need some water. I never go get, I gotta remember to have tea and water. I can't just be doing this with no tea or water. Ooh, can y'all still hear me? Because it went out for a second. Just let me know if y'all can still hear me. So, yeah, battling the invalidation has been a huge thing. The other thing is holding faith. As a Black woman, it's so many times, that we're already faced with like extra issues and like struggles and challenges in this country. And so keeping the faith can get very difficult, especially when you feel like you consistently see, I won't say that. I'll say it can get very difficult especially when I'll just keep it to, my personal experience, when like the things that you believe in, people don't believe in. That's spooky to them. Y'all can still hear me? Especially when like the things you believe in are spooky to people, or, it's not real, or whatever the case may be. So you holding like how you may, as a Black woman, practice your faith and practice the cultivation of your magic and your spirit and your direct and divine connection to source. Other people, and that goes along with the invalidation. Other people don't. That's not something that's built into the system that's meant to oppress you. So it's like, we're going to give you this faith. Also, if you don't meet these standards, you're not allowed to have faith in yourself, because you come from this, or you believe in that, or you're aiming for this that's out of your league. You know what I'm saying? Or you don't meet the standard expectation of XYZ. So we don't have faith in you. Why would you have faith in you? And here's a whole system to perpetuate that belief, which the belief is lack of belief in self. Yeah. So why would this, and mind you, and I don't, let's take a pause, because as we're going through some of these challenges, please stick around for the end. And because by no means am I trying to discourage anyone, especially my Black women. This is for you. It's not against you. It's not at you. It's not to none of that. But I am acknowledging some of the challenges so that you feel a resonance, so that you know you're not alone in that challenge. You know what I'm saying? So that we can be arm in arm as we speak on the challenges that we face as Black women in entrepreneurship and in the music industry and in any industry, for real, for real. But this is not, like, again, by any means to take away your faith or commitment or belief or none of that. That's why I'm saying stay until the end so we can talk about the things I love, how to, again, protect and preserve your magic. But for right now, I just want to go through some of these challenges because they're important to speak on. But I'm shedding a little, like, light, here and there. But yeah, holding the faith can be hard when this system never teaches you how to have faith in yourself. So you're building that. Hi, beautiful. How's your little one? I have to come see y'all. I have to come see everybody. Like, I be so MIA. But so again, like, this system does not teach you how to have faith in yourself. So a lot of time, and sometimes the oppression is so embedded, it can be so embedded that even in your family and close friends and shit like that, it's still not, and you, not only do you might not be able to learn from the people around you how to believe in yourself, but you might not have any examples immediately that you can look and be like, okay, this person believed in themselves and they did X, Y, Z. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you really can feel like you're building your faith in self from scratch. And then back to the invalidation part, and another part I'll add to this is just like, it can feel like the things that you believe in are crazy. He'll be 5 months tomorrow. Oh, I gotta see y'all. I definitely gotta see y'all before he's 1. Your faith in self can feel like insanity. Why like, people, why would you keep believing in yourself if it hasn't happened yet? Or like, why would you believe in yourself when you have X, Y, Z obstacle up against you? How does this make sense? How does it add up? So you find yourself feeling fucking crazy. Like, me, a basketball player at the NBA? Crazy. Me running and building my own school? Crazy. No way. Crazy. Me hosting the BET Awards and performing at the BET Awards? Crazy. No way. Small shit. Not small shit, this is not small, but like, me owning a house? Could never. Me taking the managerial position at my job? Could never. Me having a family? Could never. When you could, and you should. But the way the system is set up, again, it doesn't teach you how to battle those thoughts. Ashe, don't. It doesn't teach you how to battle those thoughts, those self-deprecating, self-doubting, negative, toxic, harmful thoughts. Not even in the spiritual community, because all we do is demonize them. Oh no, you shouldn't think like that. It's like, that's not teaching me how to deal with them. Like, I'm still thinking like that. Like, what are the things I say to myself to combat that self-doubt, to combat that lack of faith that has been embedded because of this oppression? Mind you, this system that's hundreds of years old. How do I, as what is perceived to be an individual, because that's the other thing, you're not just an individual. It's not just you. And they know that, which is why they had to build the system they had to build. Because it's not just you. It's you, and it's your entire bloodline present and transitioned that's here to back you. But we're going to get to that. So yeah, another challenge is just holding faith when nobody taught me how to do that shit. Nobody taught me how to believe in myself. I will say, though, even though my parents aren't millionaires and they don't own houses and shit like that, I'll tell you one thing. I still as an adult and as somebody who's studied Black excellence and just like history and shit like that to know a couple things. My mother, even with all the things that she went through, you know what's something she did believe in? She believed in being a mother to her children. That alone shows me that there's hope. Because she could have gave up on that journey, as tough as it was, a long time ago. But she didn't, and nobody taught her how to do that shit. She barely got help. But she chose to believe that there is a need for her in her kid's life. She could have not chose that. She could have chose that we'd be better off without her. And I'm sure those thoughts have come into her mind when she's made mistakes. But she continued to choose to believe that she matters in our life and that she can do this and that she can grow as a mother and as a person. So that alone gives me faith. Even if it's not the most dazzling journey or accomplishment to some people, it means something to me. Another challenge, and this is the last one I'll mention before I move on, is being too fucking hard on myself. Beyonce has this lyric, and I'm not one to always quote Beyonce, but she has this lyric in one of her songs, something, 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 forget about the world, 'cause they're too hard on me, too hard on you. Something like that. It's the same. Y'all know what song I'm talking about. Where she be like, they're too hard on you, too hard on me. And that's facts. I don't even know the song, but I be hearing that line, and I be like, that is facts. We are too hard on ourselves. And again, I'm not saying this shit because I'm exempt. I'm saying this shit because, hello, me too. I think that our iron fist ruling and strict way of ruling that lacks grace and empathy and love and trust of self, I think it's very harmful, excuse me. And I think it holds us back. I don't think being hard on yourself pushes us as forward as we think, unless your goal is just to be successful monetarily, financially, or whatever. If your goal is to only be successful in work, maybe, but even then that will run out because things cannot be sustained without wellness to some degree. So you'll get successful, but you'll either die faster or don't say that. Don't say that. We wasn't supposed to say that out loud. Don't say that. I'll be getting too aggressive and out of pocket. But you'll get successful, but you'll either be unhappy the entire time or you will crumble at some point. Ask anybody who's worked in corporate long time or who sacrificed their livelihood in order to... Now, to a degree, sometimes life comes with suffering and sacrifices that you just have to endure for a short term. But long term, no. And there is still wellness to be practiced even when you're making certain sacrifices. There's still ways to incorporate wellness. But, we're so hard on ourselves, and that comes from feeling like it can't be accomplished unless we're fucking robots. And that's not true. You can accomplish the things you want to accomplish. You can be professional and still be spiritual. You can be professional and still be emotionally active. Because we love to talk about emotional intelligence, which is important. I'm not trying to make that face because it's not important. I'm just saying, like, some people be confusing emotional intelligence with lack of emotion. And some situations require emotional activity. And I think a part of, and again, like, emotional intelligence is emotional activity. I think people confuse that definition. I know what it means. The actual definition of it and practice of it very much so includes emotional activity and emotional involvement. But people like to use emotional intelligence as lack of emotion, lack of empathy, lack of passion, lack of love, lack of care. Anyway, back to the point. Being too hard on myself. It just doesn't help me personally. And it's not because we're fragile. It's not because we're overly emotional beings as Black women, because that's another thing people will try. That's a story they've been vomiting and vomiting and vomiting for years, child. That we're just overly emotional and we're this and we're that. Meanwhile, our emotional intelligence and intuitive intelligence kept a lot of people safe back in the day in tribes. When it came to this weather, when it came to crops, when it came to raising and bearing and creating children, when it came to servicing spirit and source and whatever it is our tribe believed in, when it came to trusting other tribes or trusting other people, yeah, a woman's emotional, and people confuse emotions and intuition all the time. Sometimes intuition informs emotions. Sometimes we confuse emotion and intuition. But both have done great at protecting and serving. So, yeah, I think, being too hard on ourselves and especially when it comes to our emotions, that's like a big thing I wanted to speak on is like, we will feel violated in a workplace and during a project. We'll feel violated. We'll feel overwhelmed and stressed out. We will feel overwhelmed and stressed out. We'll feel sad or be grieving, or we'll feel any type of emotional upset or spiritual upset. And back to the first point of battling invalidation, we'll force ourselves to be hard on ourselves. And sometimes for reasons that are understandable. I got to pay these bills. I got to take care of these kids. What do you say to that? It's hard to have a comeback for that. Yet and still, although the intentions are good, it's still continuing this cycle of being too hard on yourself. Even if the reason you're being too hard on yourself is good, because you want to be the best at what you do. Again, because you want to pay these bills, because you want to be successful, because you want to take care of these kids, because you want to break generational cycles and curses. All of those reasons, I have no problem with those reasons. However, it's also the extra pieces of knowledge which are saying, I was trying to phrase that shit, but it was crumbling, child. But yes, and do I understand those reasons? Yes. However, I know that those reasons are still the result of systems that are put into place to force you to be hard on yourself, to force you to have lack of sleep, lack of self-care, lack of wellness, lack of empathy and grace and love for yourself, because you are so focused on these other things that you feel like you have to make a priority, which I'm not arguing with. You have to make a priority in order to meet the goal, whatever the goal is. And the goal could be well-intentioned. The goal could be a good-ass goal. But the way we have to go about it is self-sacrificial. It's self-sacrificial. So being too hard on yourself, that's a huge one for a lot of us. Especially the Black women who had to grow up fast, who had to help take care of siblings, who had to get themselves out of a fucked up situation early. Yeah. All of that. Yes. Heard you. Yup. Hey, Soraya. I'm glad we here. I'm glad we at church today, y'all. Being too hard on ourselves. And it's like, that's such a tricky conversation, because you don't want to act like, I don't want to sit up here and act like the goals that we have are not good goals. It's just like, what happens to us as we reach these goals? We are valuable. Our bodies, our dreams, our ideas, our wellness is valuable. What happens to all of that as we're sacrificing all of that to meet these goals? And the goals aren't even bad. So where do we place the blame? Because it's not necessarily in the goal. We can't place the blame on a goal. Some of them we can. Because bills should never even been fucking created. But, these goals aren't bad. Having a successful business, being a successful artist, taking care of kids, paying bills on time, owning a house. None of those goals are bad. So I'm not placing the blame on the goals. And I'm not even placing the blame on the plan that you created to get there. But in a way I am. Because the plan has to include the wellness of you, because you matter. And it can seem like that shit is impossible. So we'll talk about that. Okay, I've spent a lot of time, 40 minutes actually, talking about the challenges. That should let you know. Challenges be hefty. But let's move on to some advice. And then at the end, I'll talk about some things I love about being a Black woman. So, and being in the music and entrepreneurship, being into the music industry and entrepreneurship. Let me bring us back to center. Actually, I'm going to light some sage. Let me light some sage. Because I lit Palo Santo at the beginning. Let me light some sage. And let's take a deep breath, because we've taken in a lot. Especially if you've been here since the beginning, from when I first started, you've taken in a lot. These are the challenges. Please comment. Let me know if you resonate so far. Just comment any thoughts or any feelings. Just go ahead and release them into the atmosphere so that they're out there and we can continue, so that you can release it. It's still a new moon. We're still in the, So comment it as I sage, especially. Let's bring ourselves into preparation for the advice and the good, the positive at least. Not that any of this is bad or good, but so I'm thankful to myself. I'm thankful to Source, to God, for just blessing me with the gifts that I'm blessed with, and the insight and the just perspectives and knowledge and wisdom. And all the experiences that led up to this moment. I trust myself. I trust my platform. I trust my people. It's all love. It's all love, like all of it. I had an experience today where I could have chose something other than love. And in this moment, I'm glad that I didn't. And in this moment, I actually feel even more love for the situation and the people involved than I did when it first happened. So I'm grateful for that too. And I wish everybody the best. But I prioritize myself first. Period. No matter how long it takes me to get there, no matter how many mistakes or challenges I got to go through in order to honor myself, trust and believe I will honor myself. If there's anything y'all want to release, as we've talked about being Black women in the entrepreneur world and the music artist world, then feel free to release that and I will move on. Thank y'all for y'all comments and just like, being present with me. I really appreciate y'all. And these episodes, like these lives, are something I really look forward to. So I'm just really glad that you all are here. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, that's still lit. I'm gonna let that release. Yep, the window's open. Amazing. I want something sweet. Somebody give me a cake, cookies, ice cream, vegan preferably. I release lack of resources. You taught me a lot about that. You taught me a lot about that. So let me just pour into you for a second. I thank you, God, for blessing me with this divine sisterhood because you know who I'm talking about. She has been a blessing to myself and many others. Anybody who experiences cooking. I had some terrible cooking today. So I'm missing your sauce right now. But you've been a blessing to anybody who's encountered your spirit, your energy, your skills, your artistic and creative skills. We did an episode which got deleted. Unfortunately, the platform was being a butt face. But you talked about starting where you are. And I've gone back and listened to that episode a few times because that's something that I go through a lot. Another challenge. I know I said we was done. The sage still burning, so let it rock. Another challenge of being a Black woman in any industry is it can be the lack of resources. And that can discourage us. And it's important to remember that, and I was talking about that when I went to the Amplify Philly Fest or the BPHL Fest, whatever it was called. That's something that one of the women up there was talking about, which was, starting where you are. I release self-doubt and fear to move forward with my goals. Ashe. But yeah, starting where you are and just realizing the beauty of where you are and, giving gratitude and asking for divine clarity to move with what you have and to be positioned. And this is kind of what I was talking about in one of my reels, to be positioned to receive, as God to position you to receive what it is you feel like you need. Just tired of feeling stagnant. I totally get that. And it's when we're in our own story, it's hard to take other people's perspective of us because I hear you, sis, but I know my experience on a day-to-day. I know my goals personally and I know my life. And so I want you to know I hear you and I feel you. And as somebody who has a lot of Capricorn placements, I be very much so. I hear y'all. Y'all like the performance. Y'all like the song. But I know what I could have did. You know what I'm saying? Or also just I just want to move forward. I know that what I'm doing is good. I'm secure in it. It's great. It's amazing. However, I have this next level that I'm looking to embrace and lock onto and manifest. And so I definitely hear you. And so what I will offer in that moment, which is what I've offered myself and other people have offered me in those moments, is stagnancy is a perception that can be changed depending on you and your trust and your faith. Even if the stagnancy really is stagnancy on a physical level, our ancestors are always moving. Always. And although you might be still, they might be fighting some shit so that they can prepare it for you. They might be running up in that house that they knew. They might be running up in that house because why the fuck y'all thought y'all could move in here when y'all know we fully furnishing this shit by Saturday or Sunday latest so that on Monday we can move her in. Get the fuck out. Pack y'all shit. Y'all got 24 hours. Get all of this out of here. I already got the cleaning crew on the way. They'll be here 7 a.m. tomorrow. The whole house will be spotless by 2 p.m. so that we can move on what we already had planned for her. And if y'all act like y'all have a problem, we're ready. So to you, it might just look like you sitting in your apartment or your house or wherever you at. You sitting there stagnant, right? Just still. But your ancestors doing all of that. You know what I'm saying? So stillness, again, is a perception. Wow, look at that. Alignment, praying to move. I see that for you. You know, your stagnance, again, is a perception. It's a perception, and we have to remember that our perception can get real 3D sometimes when there's a whole world outside of the 3D, when there's a whole world outside of what we're seeing or feeling in that moment or for those moments. Feel me? Yeah. So I see movement for you on all levels in a direction that serves you and blesses you and allows you to feel content and pleased and happy and stimulated in a positive way, proactive, passionate, love, secure, so that you can do the things that you're envisioning for yourself and that you feel like you want to do in a new space and like feel like you need a new space in order to do these things. And I see that for you. Real good, real quick, let me go back to me now. I release self-doubt and the fear to move forward with my goals. Yes. Another perception or another practice. A practice can be changed. Habits can be stripped down and changed into something else. So self-doubt and fear is a habit. Approaching things with that or carrying that with you into things is a habit that can be changed. What are you replacing that with? Instead of self-doubt and fear, what is the habit that you're replacing that with? Feel free to comment. I'm going to move on. I'll acknowledge your comment, though, if you do. It's 8:18, y'all. So this is going to be longer than an hour. I already know it and I've already accepted it. So the next part of this is how do you honor your feelings while also doing good business? And give me a second, y'all. It's a little hot in here. Let me turn the heat off and open the window a little bit more. But real quick, how do you honor your feelings while also doing good business? What is good business to y'all? While I'm turning this heat off and open this window, what is good business? As I want to hear from my black woman. As a black woman, what is good business? Hold up. I'll be right back. I'm going to probably just turn it on low and then... yeah, open this window because I don't want to turn it completely off. But... ooh, wow. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna go get some water. Sarai, you said give me an example. That's what I'm asking y'all. What is doing good business? How do you, or this, better yet, how do you give me an example of how you would tell somebody no because you felt violated? What does that text message or email look like? Just give me one or two sentences because I know this is a live. Y'all might not want to type out a lot, but how do you communicate? No, this does not feel good to me. What is the professional version of that? For whatever reason, just give me a sentence. Just give me a sentence or two about how you would phrase that in an email or a text message or even words. I'm gonna go get some water. Thank you for that because I was like, damn, I should get some water. I'm like, that'll take too long. I appreciate y'all affirming me and encouraging me to take care of myself. I'll be right back. Take time. What does it look like to tell somebody no in a work setting because it doesn't feel right? I'm already proud of y'all. I didn't even know I was sitting on that. Unfortunately, I'm unavailable at this time. Thanks for thinking of me and wishing you a successful project. Soraya! I'll read that again. Let me put my professional, hold on. Let me take my glasses off and then put them on. And read her comment again because that was perfect. Unfortunately, I am unavailable at this time. Thanks for thinking of me and wishing you a successful project. Best regards, Soraya Nicole. Yes! All right. I am unable to complete this request. What I can offer is blank. I don't over-explain why I can't do something unless it's necessary. Yes. Y'all know I'm loud. Yes. Heavy on the over-explaining. I had to realize two things when it comes to over-explaining. It's important for me to talk about this. And I just realized this second one I just realized in this conversation. So I'm going to speak on that first so I don't forget it. Over-explaining was a symptom of invalidation. Of self-invalidation. Over-explaining was a symptom. It was happening because it was an effect of invalidating myself. The other thing I realized, because I just realized that now in reading your comments, so thank you for saying that and offering something to the conversation, because it literally gave me that epiphany and upload. But I also had to realize the more I over-explain, because I always explain, myself as a kid to adults, and also in my relationships, I was always explaining stuff in order to try to keep somebody there or get them to see my perspective. I was just always over-explaining just to be met with invalidation. So it was I had to realize that in my over-explaining, I would start to invalidate myself. I would say something to be in my head, that don't even make sense. What are you even talking about? That don't make sense. That's not good enough. So it just was two things. I had to realize that I was over-explaining because I already didn't believe myself. And then also when I would over-explain, it would make me not believe in myself more because I was just combating everything I said with that doesn't make sense. That's not good enough. You sound stupid. That's not a reason. It's an excuse. It was forcing me to stay in that habit. I'm not saying that always happens, because sometimes you can read a situation to filth and let somebody know all the reasons and hit all the facts, this, that, and the third, and it's beautiful and it's satisfying. And I've been through that too, but it's rare for me because I have trouble arguing and debating. That's a lot of times why I would fight, because it just was I'll battle invalidation. So it's now I'm just going to get bubbled up with emotion because I can't even explain myself, and I'm already starting to tell myself it don't matter and I don't make sense, and just now I want to hit you. So yes, I really felt that. I am unable to complete this request. What I can offer is blank. I don't over-explain why I can't do something unless it's necessary. And a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, y'all, it's not necessary. People will try to get you, to try to pull it out you and be in your business so that they can invalidate you. That's another thing I had to realize, dealing with men. I'm sorry to put it out there. This is not an I hate men club. It's definitely absolutely not. Love my brothers, for real, for real. However, this goes for any man. Men love to hear your argument so that they can poke holes in it, so that they can manipulate and grab something from what you said, misconstrue it, knowing damn well they misconstruing it, twist that shit up, and invalidate or gaslight your ass. That's what it is. Invalidating. Battling gaslighting to myself. We not doing that over here. Oh, y'all got more. Bro, I literally just say no. Period. Sorry. No. Or that I don't feel comfortable with doing what is asked of me without proper resources. Period. Come on, you work in a school. Oh, by the way, I'm looking for teaching work if you know anything or have anything. I prefer not to. Bardley by the Scrivener. Oh, that's a book? I love that movie. Oh, it's a movie. There's a movie. I love that short story. Whoa, okay, period. LOL, girl, I needed this. That sage getting in my throat. I'm speaking my shit. Period. I'm glad we can resonate. But yes, it's that's how you do good business. You do good business by honoring yourself. People act like that's not a part of the process. That's bad business. That's because people don't like to hear no. That's because they wanted you so bad and they wanted it to work so bad and it's not working. So now it's bad business. It's not bad business for me to protect myself. That's how I continue being able to do what I do and cultivate my business. Whether it's my music artistry, whether it's whatever's going on, entrepreneurship, that's good business. Because you know why? If I'm running the business, I got to take care of me so I can keep running this business. It's not bad business to tell you no. You just are entitled. And that is bad business. Okay. Let me stop. In case any of the barbs in here, it's no. Just kidding. Okay. That is bad business. I'm my business. What do you mean? And people will say that and feel so confident. I just feel like it's unprofessional to feel like you need a day off for wellness. But bitch, I'm in here working 7 to 7 on a project that I don't have all the resources for. You never answer my emails. You don't even get me my paycheck on time. But you're tripping because I'm asking for a day off to practice mental wellness because you make it real hard to wake up every day and pay my bills on top of that. I'm not even getting paid what I should be getting paid. But I'm doing bad business? So I know people love saying they voted for Trump because he's a good businessman. But that's neither here nor there because that's bullshit. But I'm not going to talk about that. But I'm doing bad business. Because I'm not a robot? Bitch, hire an AI then. And if I passed out mischief, then what? I am human. I'm not AI. I'm not artificial intelligence. What? This is, don't get me started. This is wisdom and intelligence passed on in my DNA, baby. Why you hire me? Oh, and now you questioning it? Because I told you no? Because you feel like you're entitled to my magic, entitled to my time, entitled to controlling how I feel and how I operate, especially under a super stressful situation, which you make it that? I'll take my day off and a 45-minute lunch break, bitch. You're joking. Y'all know my mouth get foul, so I'm trying to... What? I know what I need. I'm trying to communicate that to you. I'm communicating boundaries. That's good business. Boundaries are in order to protect whoever is setting them. But they also set the entire system up for success because I'm honoring myself so that I can show up and do 100%. Also lead by example so that I'm not just out here doing whatever and working myself to death. Okay? Period, Mina. Period. So, how do you honor your feelings while also doing good business? All of you just gave perfect examples. They usually need a day off themselves. Absolutely. You want me to operate how you do because you're okay with hurting yourself and harming yourself in order to do whatever it is that this job wants us to do. You want me to be okay with it. That's not negotiable. I mean, that's a non-negotiable for me. Yeah, undeniable, especially in the corporate world. Know your whys. So this is how. So one way you protect yourself is be able to knowing how to communicate. And I think that a lot of us, and I went through this as a Black woman, when you know something intuitively or you feel something or you're going through whatever it is, whether it's some things as serious as sexual assault or racism at a job, but other things are serious too. Being overworked is serious. Not being paid well enough for what you do is a crime against humanity. You hire me for a job you know you don't have the resources for is a crime against humanity. So, a lot of times, I was making sure, let me get my charger because my phone is about to die. I'm still going to talk though. A lot of times, I forget what I was going to say, y'all. I forget what that specific point was about to be, so I'm going to just move on. Why y'all got me hyped like this? Because I love my people and I love my women. And I don't play about us. I don't play about us. That's a crime against humanity. You can't expect me to operate at my highest when you're committing crimes against my humanity. Period. So, I forget what I was about to say, but how do you honor your feeling? Oh, lack of we aren't taught how to communicate what we're feeling when it comes to our bodies, work in a workplace, when it comes to our relationships. Nobody is giving us classes. It is they're out there actually. I won't say nobody, but we aren't always aware of the language and we don't always have the education that is required in order for us to advocate for ourselves. A lot of Black women don't know their rights in a workplace. They don't have the self-belief or self-respect or self-whatever that needed to be implemented. But because of these oppressive systems, there's a lack, there's a missing of education in how to communicate when it comes to advocating for yourself. A lot of Black women don't even know that they can advocate for themselves. They don't have or aren't aware of the community that's out there, aren't aware of the rights that's out there, aren't aware of, you see how all of you were able to write a couple examples of how to tell somebody no in a workplace? Some people, that's not even a thought. It isn't even a thought to tell somebody no in a workplace because they don't know that they have that power. They don't know that they have that strength. Another barrier. So it's important that we have conversations like this. It's important that we tell each other these things and walk arm in arm because, again, it don't even, like, if people knew that they could advocate for themselves, a lot of people would, but they don't even know that they can. It's not a perceived option. Exactly. And if it's not in your perception or in your thought, how can you manifest it if you don't even know it exists or is a possibility? Hey, cousin, they shoot you down and shut you out a lot of the time. So it's like, That's another barrier. So the only thing I can put against that is continuing to use our platforms, what we use in our platform for right now. We talking about it. You know what I'm saying? We can take this conversation and have it with other black women. Y'all can send this live to somebody because it will absolutely be available on Spotify and absolutely be available on Instagram. But even if you don't do that, just having a conversation with other black women and continue to lead by example, continue to advocate for yourself because somebody's going to see it. It's going to inspire somebody to do the same. Tell people no. Know your why and why nots. And not whys. I know why I do music. Can't nobody come over here and try to make me do something and give me a reason and that doesn't align with my why. Because I know my why and I know my not whys. And I had to know my not whys so that I could categorize them. So when people can come, I can say, not only do I know that doesn't fit over here, I know where it does fit. And this is the X. This is the X column right here. So one of my whys for doing music is because it's what feels natural to me and it's my gift. Somebody can't come over here and try to get me to do music to impress them. That doesn't fit in my category of my whys, but it fits in my not whys. It fits there. So that's when I really, because now not only do I know it don't fit in my whys, I know where it do fit. Here. And these are immediate non-negotiables, immediate cancel, immediate X, immediate abort mission. So know your whys and know your not whys. Whatever those are to you, think about that. That's something that's so important that I actually learned in 2020, that I came up with in 2020. So surround yourself with protection, people, and with protection on a physical, ancestral, and people, like all of that. Surround yourself with protection. I told y'all earlier, there were times where I was operating from such a low frequency that I couldn't see certain shit. It took somebody else to see it and protect me. We can't always do everything ourselves. We don't always know. You know? But sometimes when you have genuine good pray, I'm going to get to that. Yes, I'm so glad you said it 3 times too to emphasize it. You have to have people around you, but if not people on a physical level, your ancestors, source, God, a connection with spirit. You know what I'm saying? So that you can have that divinity around you, even if you're vibrating at a low frequency, they can come in and protect you and hold you. You know what I'm saying? So protect yourself. Whether it's crystals, whether it's prayer, yes. Whether it's wearing a certain color, whether it's doing certain work at your altar, whatever it is, whether it's eating a certain way, whatever it is, surround yourself with things that remind you of your worth, remind you of the power that you possess. You don't have to be in situations that make you have to operate from tough love. You don't have to be. And I talk about this a little bit in a reel that I'm going to post too. As black women, because we are hard on ourselves, because we have a high-ass pain threshold, we normalize being in positions in environments that force us to relive that shit and toughen up and be these things operate these ways we don't even want to operate because we've normalized it. Or we don't think there's another option. But there is an option. Peace, safety. That's an option. So surround yourself with protection, knowledge. Surround yourself with knowledge. Surround yourself with good people. Make sure that you're good. Do what you can to make sure you're good. Connect with whatever it is that you believe in so that whatever it is that you believe in can protect you and work with you and for you. And you can do the same for them. Because people will play on all levels, mind, body, and spirit. We talked about this. How do you honor your feelings while also doing good business? Oh, and go back to that, surrounding yourself with protection. That helps you do good business because sometimes you won't even be having to communicate no as often because it's something that's aligned for you. So you can find yourself saying yes more often to receiving, to operating softly, even at work. Because you've surrounded yourself with that protection. And that also takes me to the intuition part. But before I get there, let me say communicate clearly, bluntly, and professionally. Say no professionally. All of y'all gave me great examples of that. How do you honor yourself in a work setting and still do good business? Know that people who telling you it's bad business to honor yourself are bad businessers. Communicate clearly, bluntly, and professionally. Do your best to not over-explain and also leave no holes, for no room for misinterpretation, although people will find a way to misinterpret anything. But do your best to communicate clearly and bluntly what it is that you need and what you're saying no to and what you expect. Period. So that there's no room for, oh, I thought, and oh, but you know. And I'm also advocate for this because as I'm learning this for myself, I've had to cancel certain shit with people and go back on my word a couple of times because what people don't realize is when you're going back on your word with them, it's because you originally went back on your word with yourself and now you have to do damage control, which is okay. Have grace for yourself because it's a learning process and you're going to piss people off. And there's going to be things you feel like you could have avoided. Maybe you could have, but you didn't have the knowledge or power. You didn't have the knowledge or you weren't accessing the power at the time, but you are now. And that's what you got to keep your mind on that. Keep your head on that. Continue to give yourself grace. Continue to lead with love as much as you can and be blunt and clear as much as you can. And when you fuck up and you make mistakes, you know what I'm saying? You got to do damage control. Have grace for yourself. Because I would rather you do that than go do something you really didn't want to do out of trying to go through with your word. When really you're keeping your word to them, but you're dishonoring the words you had to yourself. And it's just like, nah. Give yourself grace. That's how you honor your feelings while also doing business. I was kind of just talking about that. Giving yourself grace. That's how you honor yourself and do good business. We're still getting to know ourselves, yes. And I talk about that. If y'all fucking with this conversation, make sure y'all tune into the conversation on Spotify and on Instagram where it's titled, Just Because You Could Does Not Mean You Should. Because I talk about how we sometimes think we're lazy people or this kind of person or that kind of person. But a lot of times we're still learning ourselves, learning how to motivate ourselves, healing from trauma, healing from self-doubt and fear and just these other, you know, bad habits and harmful mindsets. You're still learning. You know what I'm saying? If they don't got grace for you for that, cool. Heard you. No bad blood, but I gotta have grace for myself. So I hear you, but I gotta give it to myself. When we go against ourselves, we go against spirit and ancestors and our dreams. When we go against ourselves, we go against our dreams and our vision. Because if that's a dream and a vision that you have, I promise you, when you were typing that shit up as a spirit, you wasn't having to do shit that was against your spirit to get there. That don't make sense. It don't add up. It don't add up. It don't add up at all. Give yourself grace every time. Every time. Because it's not a lot of people, it's not always people that's going to give it to you. You have to learn how to give it to yourself. So that you can cultivate and keep strong your self-love. Because when you stop giving yourself grace and forgiving yourself and like being empathetic towards yourself, the relationship starts to get real weird, real harsh, real toxic, real judgmental, real abusive. And you don't want to go there with yourself. So try to give yourself grace to cultivate a healthy relationship. Next one is cultivate a relationship with your intuition in all areas of life. You do good business and you honor yourself when you cultivate your intuition in all areas so that it becomes such a sharp tool that you can, it's how you operate so that you don't find yourself in situations where you have to go back on shit or, you know, just being in more pain than would have been necessary if you would have trusted yourself. Work on your intuition when it comes to nourishment, how you nourish yourself, who you allow yourself to be around, what you should do in your space, how you should move things around in your space, what decisions you should make in your career or work. All of that. Allow your intuition to like start to ask yourself and take deep breaths and be like, what should I and could I and so you can build that relationship with yourself. Another way that I, work on my intuition is doing meditations that allow my subconscious to flow. I have specific meditations where I dive into my subconscious. I cleanse my subconscious mind intentionally so that, because our subconscious mind is always manifesting things and like attracting things, right? So it's like so that I can make sure my subconscious and conscious are on the same page, and the same page is positive, is healthy, is centered, is grounded, it's rooted in wellness and good intentions and spirit, and source. So, I have meditations for that. I cleanse my subconscious for that exact reason. I address the things that come up in my subconscious as much as I can. I get afraid sometimes. Sometimes I put it off. But I try to do it as much as possible so that I can really feel my intuition, so that I can really feel my inner compass, because without that, we just kind of on autopilot. And you don't want to be on autopilot. Everything is with intention. Everything is with love. You can be on autopilot in a sense where you're operating softly and from a space of trust and faith. But first you have to make sure that's the position that you're in. And you have to build that relationship and that foundation before you just assume that you're in it. Because you could not be. Especially with all the programming in this world, you really have to be vigilant about the programming you're allowing yourself to follow through with. And the programming you're programming within yourself. You feel me? So Yeah, sometimes we be thinking we liberated and we not. We still not. We still working through some shit. We think we, as free as we can be or this or that, and it's like, but you still kind of doing this thing over here, or you're doing this because you still kind of have this layer of that mindset that you need to chip away. So just like be vigilant about that. Um, Advice on preserving your magic, because as much as they try to make us hate ourselves, they want what we have. Facts. Big facts. And people try to act like that's, oh, we tripping, or we it's ego, or oh, don't nobody want. Girl, don't nobody. Yes, they do. All the time. It happens all the time. And if you don't see it, what, they gotta smack you for you to see it? Billions. Yes, people spend billions of dollars to recreate melanin. Do you know what I can do with my skin alone? Anyway, here's some advice that I've used when it comes to protecting myself and my magic. And some of the stuff we talked about already works. Be where you are safe. Be where you are safe. Mentally, emotionally, professionally, spiritually, financially, all of that. Be where you are safe. That's where you allow yourself to be. Because if you're not safe, what are you? Unsafe. In harm's way. In jeopardy. You don't deserve that. Because there are plenty of spaces that will give you the protection and security that you need. So go where you are safe. And people love to act like I'm being dramatic when I talk about safety and unsafety, because people have this perception that safety only has to do with physicality, only has to do with the 3D word. No, it doesn't. I need to be safe always. I'm not just settling for one. When there's dozens, no, I'm not settling for just physical safety. Absolutely not. I need to be safe physically, mentally, financially, spiritually, emotionally, professionally. If I'm going to be here working with you or in this relationship or in this partnership or whatever it is, it's like, no, I need to feel safe. So go where you feel safe. It's not safe for you to think you're going to pay me $7.25 and I'm a grown ass fucking adult. That's unsafe. You know why? Because that can lead to me not being able to pay my bills, which can lead to me being homeless, which can lead to all types of shit. Malnourishment, violence, trafficking, the list goes on and on and on and on. And I know y'all might not have thought of it as, when I say y'all, I mean them, the boss, the manager, whatever, might not have thought of it. But y'all also don't make that and y'all don't take that pay. Y'all fight for bigger, for more, right? Why the fuck would I not do that? But when I say they, I mean them. They thought of that shit. It's a pipeline. I'm not stupid. Therefore, my safety is directly connected to me being financially safe. So, yeah, $7.25 is not even a third of what's going to cut it. I love when you speak because you are truly a vessel. Thank you. I had to get close. Y'all see I took my glasses off. Ooh, the face is given. The face card never declines, baby. I took them glasses off. That shit said, oh, screensaver. Child, anyways, but then I can't see. Sacrifices. Yeah. The next thing, be where you are safe. Second, practice believing in yourself. And the reason I say practice is because it's a practice, because it's not something it's not like this for everybody, but for some people it's just not something that's embedded, and it's not something that was fed or cultivated as you experience life. But was cultivated in practice was not believing in yourself, because you were put in unsafe situations, or you were put in situations to be disappointed or to fail or to this, that, and the third, or internalize other people's failures or other systems of oppression. So you have to practice believing in yourself. It's something that is a muscle that has to be, built over time, and that looks different. That practice will look different for everybody. For me, how I practice believing in myself is saying things like showing up even when I'm afraid, or scripting or writing or envisioning the best case scenario. That's how I practice belief in self. So, whatever works for you, but that helps me start to believe in myself, because a lot of times things go good. So I do it because I almost didn't do it and I almost didn't believe. And then it'd be like, my whole intention with it be, let's fight this voice that says good things can't happen to me. Big, amazing things can't happen to me. Let's fight that voice by going for it. So I go for it, in order to see. And I also talk to God. I also, allow myself to have conversations with God so I can be reminded that I'm unconditionally loved and supported no matter what happens. It's bigger than if I failed or won at this project or this competition or this whatever, because I'm a child of God. I already won. Give to yourself. Give to yourself. You know how in relationships you might be mad at that person, but you still might go talk to them. Like, you still might be like, okay, we're arguing and like I don't like how that conversation just went, but if possible I would love to like either continue the conversation or let's go at it later, but can we hug? Is there anything we can do in this moment to maintain a sense of closeness, until we figure out how to solve this problem? You know how we do that in relationships, but we don't do that with ourselves. We don't give to ourselves. Give to yourself. Give love. Give whether it could be gifts too. Give yourself gifts. Give yourself empathy. Just give to yourself. Give to yourself the way you give to others. Because a lot of us might feel like, oh, we selfish and we this and we that. And we be having the biggest hearts in the world. Like, we give so much that we don't even realize just by existing and creating the things we create. And sometimes it's not what you do, it's what you don't do. You didn't smack the shit out of that cashier. You deserve a gift. Like, you know what I'm saying? You didn't tell your boss to go to hell. Give to yourself. You gave them that grace, right? It might have been in order to protect you. So maybe it was a gift to yourself as well as it was a gift to them. You know what I'm saying? But still give to yourself, because you make a lot of decisions throughout the day as you're learning. They might not always be perfect decisions, but you do a lot throughout the day in order to grow that you don't even realize. You inspire people in ways you don't even realize. You over here wanting more and being hard on yourself as this world has taught you to be. And we have to realize that the things that we think are normal are not normal. So, we adapt them and we normalize them and we internalize them and stuff. But it's just like, those things are not normal. It's not normal to speak to yourself that way. It's not normal to neglect yourself that way. You have to trust in the new programming that you're creating for yourself. As long as you're creating from the heart and with source and your intentions are good and you're leading with love, you have to give yourself an opportunity to create that thing. And trust that, and you giving to yourself and you pouring into yourself, things will be okay. More than okay. You will be blessed. You will be gifted. You will be protected. You will be served. You will be carried to the next level. You will grow. You have to give yourself a chance for the opportunity to see if that's true. Create what feels right. Another way protect and preserve my magic is using it for myself and for the things I love. You can practice and protect it by using it, pouring into the community and shit like that, yes, but, I create what feels right to me. I create the music that feels good to me. I create the beats that feel good to me. I create the content that feels good to me. I'm not overly focused on what feels good to everybody else, because that's how you pour out. And sometimes you do get back, don't get me wrong, but like, if everything is based on how other people are going to feel and what other people are telling you to do, then you might not feel good. You might not feel good. You might not be protecting your magic. You might be overly sharing it and overly using it. And the intentions are kind of good, but they're also based in people pleasing or based in you feeling like your value is connected to other people's opinions and experiences, and they're not. So create what feels right. Do the things that feel right. Do the things that bring you joy, that make you remember how young and beautiful and successful and prosperous and amazing you are. And, do those as often as you can. This world will try to take away and eat away at the time you have to do that shit by making you work this long or sleep this long or do this for this long. And it's just like, where is the room for you to pour into yourself to create the things that you love? It's like, it's your responsibility to create a life where that's possible. Now, cool. Let's talk about some of the things I love being a Black woman, entrepreneur, music artist. Yay! We finally made it to this point! Thank you for everyone who stayed this long. I am so excited to talk about the things that I love about being a Black woman, entrepreneur, and music artist. I feel like it's really important to talk about the joys and the love and the community and just the expertise and the gifts and the melanin just all up in what we do. So you feel free to comment some things that you love about being a Black woman entrepreneur. You can comment them in here, but also remember, I do post these. So if you want to go comment for other people to see that might be watching this at a later date, make sure y'all go engage once I post the live so that other people can still, like, number one, it does help. Like, engagement helps with any Instagram platform. But number two is just like so other people can see and like engage and like be inspired by what you're saying, because they love trying to act like there's not joy and peace and love and prosperity in our communities. Like they love to run with the struggle story, and that's what I be like. I be acknowledging the struggle because it's important to in order to ignite change. But at the same time, we not gonna act like that's all that there is, because then it's like, what is there worth saving? Why is my life worth protecting if it's only struggle? If that's all I ever am here for, or feel or experience, right? All right. So, what I love about being a Black woman in entrepreneurship. Okay, so I love the community and the support within our people. There is so much love and community. There are so many sisters supporting sisters. That happens all the time, from shopping and getting jewelry, getting clothes, buying plants. Also, shameless plug, your girl definitely got prints. Where my prints at? I think they downstairs, but I definitely have prints that I'll show you now. And I have plants and stuff that I sell. But this is just a little shameless plug. But yeah, I have little prints like this that have my song lyrics on the back that I'm trying to like step more into promoting. But yeah, we buy each other's paintings, clothes, bags, glasses lines, jewelry. We book each other for hair, for lashes, for tattoos, waxing, all of that. We circulate our money within our community. We post each other's shit. When our sister put a song out that we love, we use it. We put it in our stories. You know? Yeah, I'm selling these. Yep. Thank you. We put them in our stories. We tell our friends to listen to my girl's song. Listen to my girlfriend's song. Or look at this picture. We put each other on our stories like, oh, she looks so cute. This is my friend. We go out with each other and we just gas each other up. I love it. I eat it up every time. And I send it back every time. That's what I love about our community. We not haters. Black women are not haters. Black women are not catty. Nope. They try to make it like we are. They put us in positions to feel like that's how we have to operate. And they show us in our weaker moments, in our lower vibrational moments, but that is not all of who we are. Most of us are supportive. Most of us are loving. Most of us can appreciate and celebrate each other. Most of us uplift each other. Most of us not only inspire each other, we empower each other. I talk about the difference between the two all the time, because you can inspire somebody to do some shit. Be like, oh, you could gas them up like, yes, you can do this. Yes, you can do this. It's another thing to write them a check to do it. It's another thing to tell your boss, here's this young lady I know, here's her resume. You should hire her. This is her experience. It's another thing to walk into a networking event with your friend and be like, oh yeah, this is my friend. She mix and master, and she got her own studio, and it's really affordable, and it's right in Manioc. Like, it's another thing to do that, and we do that shit for each other all the time. Black women are not catty. We are not haters. Black women are supportive. Black women are uplifting. Black women are empowering. Black women are loving. We are empathetic. We are nurturing. We provide amazing platforms for each other to showcase the success that they have cultivated and that we have cultivated. Black women create amazing platforms for success and prosperity and love and healing. That's why I love being a Black woman entrepreneur and music artist. Even with the Butterfly Experience podcast, guess what? A Black woman runs that. I'll talk about all of y'all right now. Sierra has an amazing, make sure y'all follow each other. Sierra has an amazing platform. Follow Sierra Upshaw, but then what's your other Instagram, Sierra, that you're pushing right now? She also has a book out. She's an author! Published. Period. Work. And put out a calendar inspired by zodiac signs with information about the new moon, full moon. This was like a couple years ago. And trust and believe, we are gagging as we wait for the next one. She embodies and inspires Black women to live in luxury, whatever that means to you, where you are, and with what you're doing. She supports the definition and embodiment and inspiration of Black women in luxury. Yes. Make sure y'all follow Sierra and follow Upshaw.co. Company owner, CEO. Absolutely. And we could go, who in this chat? Yes. And Soraya does this too. She's such a reflection. Soraya Nicole, make sure you follow Soraya Nicole. She is an amazing music artist. The butter pecan, peanut butter, like no other, caramel delight, chocolate spice, something, and I got the cocoa. Do we compare? No. I got the go. Do we compare? No. And then her song go like this. It'd be like, I gotta bang on something. Go, cocoa skin, melanated, melanin, sun beaming down. The sun don't shame us. Something, please shine on me. Something like that. But that song supports what I'm saying. We don't compare. We don't pin each other against each other. We support all of who we are. We support everybody in the community. But she has an amazing song called, let me pull it up. That's why I got this right here for moments like this. But yes, amazing sister, Soraya Nicole. She is an amazing music artist. She is also just an inspiration. Oh, I turned the Wi-Fi off, right, because I need to save this Wi-Fi. She is an amazing music artist, especially for Black women, to uplift and empower. She is an amazing hostess and MC, poet, all of that. She be dressed. Every time I see her, she be dressed down. It's really giving cute. It's giving slim thick every time, okay? Nails to the motherfucking dress that be fitting. And trust and believe, us slim, I'm going to say we're slim thick because I'm delusional as I should be. Us slim thick girls, we still going to be slim thick in the winter, even under them layers. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's still going to give slim thick. Don't worry about it. We figured it out. Y'all see the outfit I had to come up with today because y'all not going to tell me I'm not slim thick. I had no curves when I just did that. I don't care. I'm slim thick. I had to put a dress over top of the shirt because Yeah, stop playing with me. I'm slim thick. I don't care what y'all talking about. I don't care. Yeah. But yes, amazing. She been doing amazing music for years. You know what I'm saying? For years now, an amazing performer. Always ready to uplift every sister that anybody she comes into contact with. But for me, it's important of how people affect Black women, and she's amazing at that. But yeah. Oh, Mina, you in here too. Mina just had a baby. Mina had a baby boy. He about to be 5 months tomorrow. Okay, that is a huge accomplishment. We're sending so much love and so many blessings y'all way. I cannot wait to see his perfect little beautiful face. Mina also taught me at a time when I really needed it how to make vegan burgers. Yeah. Taught me how to make these being just delicious burgers, and she made sure I had this vegan bread. It was so good. We made fries and everything. She told me how to do that. So yes, shout out Mina. Make sure y'all follow Mina. Amazing poet as well. Love just the diction. That's the word. I know diction talks about something else, but the feeling of it when she reads her poetry, the aggression and just the conviction that she has for her words have always been very beautiful. And congratulations on your baby boy. We're sending so much love to y'all. Yes, we love to eat. Okay, period. We should all have a gathering. I know Sierra, you are in another state, but it can be virtual. We could just do a cute little something. But yes, we should really do a retreat. Who got resources for that? Where's the retreat? It's giving a butterfly retreat. What's up? I keep thinking I gotta wait until I got 1 million followers to do this, that, and the third, or $1 million of money. We don't have to wait for that. Let's talk about a retreat. Anyway, yeah, so it's a lot of us amazing Black women in here is all I'm saying, is all I'm trying to say. And yeah, so that's that. And even Aura, I'm not really sure how you identify. I don't really know. But at the same time, as a woman of color, regardless, I will just speak on the light that you give as well. But Aura is actually starting a project for kids with autism and just does a lot of work for kids that, children and people that are on, the spectrum in different ways and have different, challenges, whether it's physically, mentally, or whatever the case may be. Okay, Aura is Colombian. Make a group chat and let's work. Okay, period. Let's talk. See how we uplifting each other? We putting it together? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I know what? I'm not even going to say that. I have everything I need to start. And I appreciate y'all for supporting me. And I will definitely be in communication because period. Okay, neurodivergent. Okay. Aura does a lot of work for humans who are experiencing neurodivergency. I just made that word up, but hopefully it applies. So yes, like, and also is doing a lot of work with her own voice and her, and how she invests in herself, like doing a lot with her own voice. I don't want to tell too much of her business because I don't know how much of the project she's able to talk about, but she just does a lot of work for the community and shows up in a lot of ways and advocates for herself and other women in a lot of ways. So, and as far as protecting them and speaking up for them and advocating for them. So this is just a chat, a live full of women who do a lot of great work. So make sure y'all follow each other, stay connected to each other. We're just gonna stay connected to each other. I would love to go on a retreat with y'all. Honestly, I love the idea of like a winter retreat. I know that's like super late notice though, so we'll figure it out because it could be like a summer thing. It could also be 5 years in the making, who knows? But one day it's gonna happen. I feel like I've already been starting it, doing the events I do and things like that. I definitely want to take the growth open mic many places. So yeah, and Sierra isn't even in this state. I think she's in Cleveland, Ohio. So yeah, we can talk. I'm down for a little fall join. We can really just do a vacation. It don't have to. First of all, you're a Scorpio, so right. So what's up with your birthday? But yeah, we can do a little. It don't gotta be start small and grow later. Yes, we can do something. We can do something cute. Yeah, but I love Philly. Oh, you love us. You like us. A lot of people don't like us, so I'm just really glad to hear that. But yeah, we'll talk, y'all. We'll talk. November 7th, noted, because I'm December 7th. Long as I can bring my baby boy, I'm down for whatever. Oh, he was already coming. We were already like, where's he at? But yes, so let me breeze through this because we'll be here all day, y'all. Let me go through the rest of the reasons I love to be black in entrepreneurship and music artists. I just really cannot stress enough how I really appreciate y'all for just being here for this whole talk. Like, I feel like, people are always wondering if anybody's going to hear them and anybody's going to like engage with them. And like the fact that y'all stay here and are talking to me and commenting and just like listening to my banter, because y'all know how I get real off topic, but on topic. It's like, I just appreciate being seen and heard in this moment. And thank y'all for just staying here this long. Like, we've been here for almost 2 hours. And so, yeah, just thank y'all so much. And this like just proves my point. It just proves my point. Black women are engaged with other black women in positive, beautiful, supportive ways. So thank y'all so much for just being here. I'm going to get through the rest of these reasons, then we're going to talk a little bit more, and then, yeah, we'll be going on a retreat soon. But yeah, I love the love and support in our community. I love the way, I love the way we understand and overstand each other. Like, I love how we could be in a club and one of us like, and one of us just looking and dancing. I'm one like, okay, and I'm just like, and you like, and we just know everything that was said. Or like, you know how people make fun of how we be saying, like, I know some people don't like this, but, so I'll say girl. We be like, girl. We like, girl. Or child. That's the new one. That's my favorite one. Child. I was understood. Even if you don't know the details of the situation, if y'all had prior conversations, you know exactly what they talking about. You know exactly what that reaction means. You know what I'm saying? Or eye contact, body, all okay. All of it is understood. We don't have, like, the way we understand each other and support each other is wild. Or, like, I know as a black woman, if I go up to another black woman in a club and I'm like, I just really don't feel safe. Can you say you're my friend? I've done that. Not, I've never gone to someone, but people have come to, I've literally been on a bus and seen a man making a black woman uncomfortable. I've written on my phone, you know what I'm saying? Like, or slid her a piece of paper, like, hey, or bluntly said it, like, hey, I think you're making her uncomfortable. She's expressed several times that she doesn't know you. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, do you want to sit with me? Or can you get up? Let me sit with her. You know what I'm saying? We having a whole conversation saying one word literally, but it'd be millions of words. But yeah, like, we protect each other. There's a mutual understanding that we have to stick together. And there's a mutual sense of protection and love when it comes to each other. Like, we not about to be walking down the street and we see somebody bullying one of us, or just talking to one of us crazy or whatever. Like, we as a people, we definitely mind our business. Don't get me wrong, because you never know a situation and we got to protect ourselves. But at the same time, we will put ourselves out there in order to protect each other because that's how we rock. You've been that black woman for me in a party setting. I'll never forget that night. Oh my goodness, what happened? I don't remember that. We were at a party together. Oh wait, was it your party? Girl, I just want you to know the night of your party is when I had asked the young woman I was with to be my girlfriend. It was that night. Your party brought us more together, just so you know. But yeah, so we protect each other. There's just such a mutual understanding, and it's like, I don't even have to, like, I could not even have never met this girl before, but if she give me a certain look, or we in a club and it's this, or, you know, she looking like, girl, I know she think I look good. Like, I don't gas me. Like, I love how we'll be driving in a car and see a black woman that look real good and roll the window down and be like, girl, that dress, them shoes, you did that. I love how when we walking past a girl who's taking pictures of herself on a tripod and we'll ask her, like, you want me to take your picture? You want me to take a picture of y'all together? How many times have y'all been there? I know there's some sisters in here that done that before. Be like, you want me to take your picture? I can take your picture for you. Yeah. Oh, it was the Libra party. I do remember that. You were there. That's why that shit was a blast. But yeah, like we have that. We are that for each other. In a world where they try to convince us that we're not, or they try not to provide it for us, we make it. We make it for ourselves and we share it with each other. And I think that that's amazing in business. Oh my goodness. Like we post each other's shit. We tell people, we pass out our friend's business card. Like, oh, my friend actually, or this her page. You should follow her. Yeah, I'll type it in for you. Like, we just understand each other. We understand what we need. And we're able to step into roles to support each other. And I think that that's beautiful. And then another thing is the special uniqueness that we possess and the how we thank you. Y'all ever seen that video of the little boy that be like, he be opening this a phone, he be like, you got me this? I love it. Like, that's me with anything. Especially when my mom get me socks. Oh my God. When my mom get me socks, or she get me mugs, oh my God, I lose it every time. Especially when she get me shit that's like, say something, like, that's really attuned to me. Like, she had got me this mug that say Sagittarius. I don't know where it's at now because I moved so much and I really tried to protect it. I think it's still at her house actually because I was there at one point. Best gift got me this. Yes. But anyway, all right. Yes, the uniqueness we possess. And this is across all religions and all beliefs, right? Whether you practice Islam, whether you are Christian, whether you are into the practices of the Yoruban people, whatever it is, Kemetic, whatever it is, whatever you practice, you have a specific attunement or alignment or connection to source. And people don't want to talk about this, but our melanin, how we are set up in our DNA, allows us to have access to nature and to source, which can be the same thing, but can also be, some people believe that nature is created by source, while others believe that source exists in nature, right? Whichever one, we have a divine gift to be able to easily harness messages and divinity when we speak and uploads and just magic. We have such an access to it that is so natural. And that's another reason they push out all this unnatural toxic shit, because to dim that down. Because for real, and to some people, I don't have to, disclaim myself in here because I know I'm understood. But some people don't understand how we can go into church or go sit in the sun and come back and know exactly what we need to do with our life. Because they don't have that experience. But we do. Or while we could say a prayer or meditate or take a nap and get up and know exactly what we need to do with our life. Or we get a feeling, or we can look at somebody and be like, nah, that's not a good job. You know what I'm saying? Because we have that direct access. And I love how that works out for us in business because it makes protecting ourselves so much easier. It gives us the ability to protect ourselves, to move a certain way, to just like believe in certain, like it just gives us such this superpower because we are of something so powerful and infinite. You know what I'm saying? We are birthed from exactly that. The gift of being directly connected with source / God. Yes. I love the little plant emoji. Yes. Like I love that. And how it shows up in our business where people are able to walk into our store. No, people are able to walk into a salon and have therapy. People are able to walk into a store and come out feeling like a whole nother person. People are able to come get a massage or come get vocal coaching or come get their hair done or come do whatever in our business establishment and be changed. Or people are able to see us perform, see a performance we've done on stage and just feel completely moved in a direction that serves them because they came and saw us do whatever it is that we're doing in business or entrepreneurship or in our music or in whatever it is we're doing because we access and harness our connection to God so easily. It's so natural for us. And I love that. I love that brings us divine community. I love that it allows us to be used by spirit, to be used by God to do good in our community. And I love that it brings us, nobody shoot me now. You know what I'm saying? I know not in here, but out there, right? It brings us money. Because people, we love to talk about like, oh no, it's not for the money. And it's not. That's not the sole reason. But you best believe you better be writing that check. Especially if you one of them. Yeah, write my check. Actually, I need a deposit before I show up. Oh, I'm tripping? What's something you say, Soraya and Sierra? How y'all do that? How if somebody hit you with the, oh, you're tripping. We're not paying you that much. We don't see the value in what you provide to match that with that financial requirement or request. You know what I say? It's like, no, just kidding. I'm just playing. I don't do that. But it do be like that. Because it just be like, oh, it either will not get a response or thank you for letting me know. Enjoy the rest of your day. I don't know. I need time to think to come up with a response to that. But yeah, just be like, oh, okay. But you came to me. So, the fuck? But yeah, we have a direct connection. And we deserve to be paid well for that. So I love that something that comes so natural to us also gets us paid well. Like, that's just amazing. Because I deserve to live a luxurious life. I deserve to have my responsibilities taken care of in advance because I deserve safety. Yeah. But yeah, those are a lot of the reason I love being a Black woman entrepreneur and music artist. That's what I gotta work on, charging my worth when people ask me to perform. I be scared sometimes. So I said, "Ooh, don't be scared, baby. Don't be scared." Heavy on we deserve, yeah. We deserve, absolutely. So yeah, and so let's take a second before we all close out because this is such a sacred space and just such a space of just Black women and women of color. So it's safe, it's sacred, it's potent. The magic is potent, spirit is present. So take a minute. If somebody I love just joined. Oh my goodness. Hi. I'm so glad that you are here. You're here in divine time and you are right on time. Tahira. Right? Am I saying your name right? I see sometimes it says Tata. So, let me know which one you prefer. Before we close out, I want everybody to, and we're going to just take a few minutes to do this. I want each person to comment something that they are manifesting that's big for themselves. That's like a goal. Now, before everybody comments, let's go by name so that we can really all take a second to either say Ashe or I see that for you or just affirm it for each person. So I'm going to go down the list. When I call your name, I'm going to give you a second to type something that you really want to manifest. And again, this is a space full of sisters. So we're all going to just take a second to be like, I see that for you. Throw some magic on it because we know we got magic in these fingers and in these eyes and this mouth and these words and this heart space is love, this melanin, right? So I'm going to go down the list and I want you to comment. If you don't feel comfortable, just be like, oh, no, I don't know. Or I don't know, whatever. And that's totally fine. But I'm going to go down the list, call your name, and then you're going to comment something that you want to believe for yourself as a Black woman in entrepreneurship or as a music artist or whatever it is that you do. So let's start. Let me see who's here. Okay, first person that came out was Sierra. So Sierra, you already kind of shared, but if you want to retype it so that we can all affirm for you and just put some extra love on it, then please take a second to comment something that we can pray for you for and just throw some good energy that way. Mm-hmm. Because we love you. You are loved and you are supported. And I love that we're doing this because this is so important. This is why community is important. So that we can use your community. It's been times I have a friend who's just a great manifester. I'll say shit around her all the time. Because I know not only will she not send me evil eye or be jealous or do, any of that stuff, but she'll also affirm it for me and actually pray for me. And so I say stuff where I'll just be like, oh, I can't wait to have $1 million around her. I'll tell her hey friend, I want $1 million. I affirm I have the resources to move into my own space and begin my production company. Yes, production company. Yes, Sierra Upshaw with her own production company because we love seeing your content. Y'all, please affirm Sierra. We love seeing your content. I love scrolling down my timeline and seeing it. I love the last video. It was when did demonic shit become part of the marketing? I just don't get it. Felt that. But yeah, Sierra has beautiful content on YouTube as well. She actually did the Beyonce Olympics, and I remember that, and I would love for that to come back around. I would love if you did that with different artists. But yes, we see that for you, clapping it up for you, praying for you, just sprinkling everybody, sprinkle your Black girl magic, sprinkling all of that that magic. You have everything that you need. We love you having your own space to grow and hang up the art you want and decorate it how you want. I can't wait to see how luxurious that apartment is about to look, or house, or whatever it is. I can't wait to see how that's about to look. Oh my goodness. Love that for you. Okay. Yes, thank y'all for affirming. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, next we have Ismina. So please comment something that we can sprinkle our black girl magic on. Yes, you're so welcome. You deserve. I love that. I love that. Oh, I can't wait. Can I come over? Can I come over? Can I eat? For real, I love being a little sister. Like anything. I don't gotta be younger. I can be older too. I don't care. Can I come over? Can I eat with you? Can I eat with you? Can I sit on your couch? Can I watch your Netflix? Fuck. Like, yes. Come on. I know you're gonna cook. You're gonna make that sauce. I need that sauce. Like, oh my gosh. Like, what? Oh my goodness. But Mina, all right, you're next, so we can affirm and sprinkle our black girl magic on something that you are manifesting for yourself, a goal that you have. And of course, we're sending love to your baby boy. I can't wait to just like see him in person, especially before he turned 1 year old. Oh my God, I had to see him before that. So what you doing, Mina? We're waiting patiently. Somebody sent the heart. I can't see who sent the hearts anymore. I used to like have a little picture, and so I would know who it is, but I don't be knowing now. I affirm that I will launch a successful business and moving into a safe/healthy space for my son to learn and grow. Yes, I affirm that as well. I love that a lot of us have moving goals. That's beautiful. Like moving up and moving out and moving on to and into something new. A successful business. Love that for you. Whatever it is that you decide to do. Like, I just support you 100%. You're a very smart and beautiful young lady. So you also are a very strong person. So I definitely see that for you. I believe you're an Aquarius. I think I could be wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. I believe you're an Aquarius. And Aquarian superpower is dreaming big. Y'all are meant to dream big, 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 and just get the, like, not that it's zodiac signs, other zodiac signs aren't meant for this, but like y'all are naturally big dreamers, and like people don't even be getting it. Like it just be like, oh, like you so kind of the same way they do with Libras, like, oh, you so extra, whatever case may be, or Sagittarius, or like whatever. But it's just like, no, that is literally what you're meant for. So if it's something that you see and people are challenging that, know that they're supposed to, because everybody's not going to get it. But like y'all are literally meant for that, and y'all also are community built and community motivated. So it's like you living in your truth and going after that big goal is going to be for you, and also it's going to service somebody else even if they don't know it. So just keep going after that. We see that for you. Love, baby boy. Definitely deserving of a place to learn and grow in the ways that you can teach and experience. So yes, black girl magic. Okay, next person. Tahira. Thank y'all for supporting Mina and just like affirming. Ashe, amen. So it is. Yes, all this black girl magic. So Tahira, you are next. I don't know if it's Tahira or Tahira, so just let me know if I'm wrong. And I know that your bio says Tata. So yeah, but you are next. Let us know what you would like us to sprinkle some black magic on. Yes, I'm an Aquarius through and through. Period. Water barrier. We love that. We love that. Dream on, dream big. One of my closest cousins is an Aquarius, and like I literally love calling her because not only does she be like, get out your feelings, and sometimes I be needing it, but she's also like the type of person who's like, if I can't, I'm not settling for nothing. I'm gonna wait until I get what I want, and I'm gonna pay for it, cash money, and I'm gonna do this with my life and that with my life, and I don't care who don't like it. Like she's very much so that, and she dreams very big, especially for where we're from. Like we from the hood, like where it's not a lot of of that going on necessarily to the point where it's supported and uplifted. So the fact that she even has that mindset, it got to be something she was born with. It got to be something that's meant for her to be like, because she's been that way her whole life. She's also like 4'11" and a firecracker. Temper crazy, but she like 4'11". Crazy. Like it was wild. Like we both lived in North Carolina at the same time, and it was wild just watching her 4'11" like fight. Like I'm just like, this girl's 5'6", and you're like to her waist, and you're trashing her. Like, why? I can't even conceptualize what's happening from my face right now. Yo, I love her. Oh my goodness, I love her. I affirm that I will build a successful media tech empire. Yes, empire. Yes. I affirm that I will build a successful media tech empire consisting of an Afrocentric homeschool and community recording studio. Yes. Changing the lives of our community, especially our youth. I will build a successful media tech empire? Media tech empire? of an Afrocentric homeschool. Yes, uplifting our stories and our true history and our abilities and community recording studio. Oh my goodness, because yes, our people have so much to say and so much to sing about and so much to make music about. Yes, come on with the affirmations immediately. Y'all are on your job. We love to see it. Oh my goodness, I see all of these things happen so instantaneously. Like, what? Just, I see them. Like, oh my goodness, I love that. Y'all immediately affirm that. I looked and all 3 of your comments jumped up. I know that's right. Black women support each other. And this is the proof. I need to be screenshotting this shit. Not shit. I need to be screenshotting this magic. Oh my goodness. That was beautiful to see. All right, Soraya, you are next. Soraya Nicole. Soraya Nicole, drenched in gold, my melanin says so. Soraya Nicole, drenched in gold, my melanin says so. Soraya Nicole, drenched in gold, my melanin says so. Yes, we love to see it. I'm literally sending prayers, many blessings to us all. Ashe. Oh, I love the media tech empire. That just sent me, made my heart explode. We love an empire. Soraya Nicole, drenched in gold, my melanin says so. Soraya Nicole. I'm sitting here singing this. Not looking at the thing. Be fearless in the pursuit of what sets my soul. Hold on. Look at Soraya, y'all. So y'all know who I'm talking about. Look at Soraya. I'm about to pull this video up. I was so freaking proud of her. Believe in serving the overall community, the music community, and a mentor, and inspiration to young women, undeserved communities, and a true collaborator. And listen, y'all, she know June. She's worked with June Scott. A natural. Y'all. She is a natural. Look at this. I got one more. Oh my gosh, Soraya, you ate that up. Ate that up. Up there with Don T. And Timbaland. So for those who don't know, there was something called the Amplify Fest or Amplify Philly Fest or something like that. And Soraya was like the host of it. So she was introducing a lot of people. Timbaland was there. Don T was there. A lot of just amazing artists that's not even just from Philly. That flew in from different states. She was introducing them and like reading their, biography and also just making sure people in the space felt comfortable and felt seen and didn't need anything and stuff like that. And she just was running around taking care of the whole event for real. Like there was a team, don't get me wrong. I'm not like saying that to say nobody else wasn't doing their job, but I know just the role that Soraya was playing and I just know how she is. So it's just like she was on her job, and then after that event, y'all, she went and performed for like 2 hours straight at another event called the W, which is like a hotel and like just amazing fancy hotel, very expensive, luxurious. And she sung for like, she did a 45-minute set, I think it was, and then a 30-minute set. And so just so y'all know, like, who I'm talking about, because I was there the other day. That's what them pictures on my Instagram, the recent ones, that's what they're from, that festival. And she invited me and everything, took care of me while I was there and just everything. So it's just like, and she's just shown support in different ways, like, especially like over the past year, we've just like reconnected and been in each other's lives a little bit more, and we've run into each other during shows, and it's just always been love. And so it's just like, definitely, I just want to take a second and say you did such a good fucking job. And I was going to post that video just to just like, whatever, but probably like on my story or something like that and just tag you and send it to you and everything, because people just need to see you are so good at what you do. And like, I just love seeing you grow and just like seeing you as a reflection, because it's like you remind me of the power in my melanin and just the power that I have as a black woman and the success and opportunities that are out there. And it's just like you always get fly. Like every time she introduced me or anybody, y'all, she always like, and this person does this, and they're amazing at that. Like she just naturally pours into people. But yes, you are such a professional, so good at what you do, such a great performer, MC, host. Like again, I love how even though you was reading off a card, it didn't feel like you was reading off a card. You took time to acknowledge the audience and read the room and take care of everybody. So let me read what you said, because I start showing videos and shit. Be fearless in the pursuit of what sets my soul on fire. Executing creative visions via collaboration with my women of color. Yes, I see that. I see that you're already doing it. A lot of y'all are already being put into position to do these things. And I just want to affirm that for y'all. Like, I know we talked about stagnancy. I know we talked about self-fear and doubt. I want you to know that please do not condemn yourself for feeling those things, because in this country it's hard not to. But just know, when you get down and you feel the type of way, remember this live. Remember these words that you share with these women that are in here. Remember the stories we share with each other, the affirmation we share with each other, the encouragement, and just everything, like the visions and the love and the support. And just know that you are not alone. And yeah, Sarai, you did an amazing job. Like, I'm so happy that I was able to come and just support you and dance with you and just see you do your thing. Like, I was just so impressed and just in love with the whole experience. So, just thank you. And I'm going to try to make it tomorrow to your event. I don't know for sure, but I'm just going to do my best to make it there tomorrow, because I just want to continue to support you. And I love that I can trust that when you invite me somewhere, it's going to be professional. It's going to be a good time, and it's not going to be no rinky-dink shit, because as Black women, we deserve the highest of the high. And just thank you for also your advice about just different stuff that I want to talk to you about off camera, but just professional business stuff that, we was talking about before. And, I really appreciate your guidance and just like sisterhood. So, and that's with all of y'all, like, all of y'all, some of y'all I've known longer than others, but it's like being in connection with you all has serviced me in some way. And I just want to let you all know that I appreciate you and I see you. And, thank you for still offering your light in the world, even though it gets hard sometimes, even though we go through shit that makes us feel like we should give up, or like we should stop doing it, or make us want to take another route that might not be as integral, or like whatever. But we choose to show up in the honor and beauty that we are, like we are royalty, because we are. And all of y'all are reflections of each other, of that. All of us are lights, just reflecting each other's lights. I'll share something with y'all before we close out. There is superstar is in my name. A superstar is not an individual star. It's not just this star that shines super bright and it's just a superstar. No, a superstar is a cluster of stars. That's what makes it a superstar, because it's a cluster. So when it comes to me, I'm not a superstar for my light alone. I'm a superstar because of the ancestors who protect me, because of Source who is always with me and in me, and because of the beautiful, amazing people that I surround myself with and that find me in my times of need, but also in my times of celebration. I love y'all. I love y'all. Yes, reflections of each other. So it's like, that's what a superstar is. A superstar is somebody that's shining in community with other stars. Yes, the exact emoji. So that's why I'm a superstar, because of you all, because of what y'all do. And because that y'all empower me and inspire me to, keep going and believe in myself, and y'all take care of me in my times of need. Like when Tamina house to eat that burger, like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I didn't have no money to keep eating how I wanted to eat. And so I was like malnourished as fuck, like for days, you know what I'm saying? So she don't know this, but like that was all I ate that whole day. You know what I'm saying? Like her teaching me how to make that gave me a reason to use all the cans in the top of my cabinet to be able to sustain myself for a couple of days until I got a little money to get other stuff as I was trying to change my diet, but she might not know that. You feel what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So it's just like, it's things that y'all do that you might not know. When you helping another Black woman, you might not know the depths of your support. You feel me? But it's like you doing that and you extending that kindness and that love and that empathy just out of the kindness of our heart, because we're so kind and we're so nurturing as Black women. And there's a lot of stories that, about our history that makes feel like we shouldn't be so understanding or helpful or whatever. But it's like, no, we're doing the right thing. You never know how much you help somebody. So definitely appreciate y'all. Definitely love y'all. And, let's definitely talk about, just continue to support each other. Make sure, again, that y'all follow every single Black woman that is in this chat and on this live. And, I just appreciate y'all. And I'll be posting this. It will be I'm recording it, so it'll be available on Spotify. And it'll also be available on a live in case y'all ever, in a time of darkness, and need to come be reminded. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to supporting y'all and loving y'all over time. This is going to go... I'm only 23, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know I'm going to still be in connection with y'all and loving y'all and supporting y'all, whether it's from close or from afar or whatever it is, for years and decades to come. Our kids are going to know each other. Our kids are going to build beautiful community amongst each other. And be able to support each other, because we're going to lead by example. We're going to still be showing up to dinners and marriages and retreats and vacations and birthdays and all of that amongst each other. I see that for all of us, catching flights to see each other in different states, or go on trips, going to concerts together, like going to support, going to Port Sierra, you know what I'm saying? Going support, like sending gifts to her housewarming and stuff like that, and going to see the things she presents with her company, going to Tata's tech media company and going to visit the school and enroll our kids in that school, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's for summer or for fall or whatever. We're going to be going to see Mina in her new place, or sending love donations to like that to support her in her new place. Definitely watching over her little boy as he grows up and just seeing the pictures of him going to his first day of school and just sending love, you know what I'm saying? Continuing to go to see Soraya in concert and just like see her, tour the world, and you know what I'm saying? Like all of that. We're going to be going to her concerts like people going to Beyonce concerts. We just all going to get together, and whatever her thing is, whether it's the natural fro, we all going to have our fro out and dress up and then pretty dress, maybe put the hat on, because she had a hat on the other day. It was giving cute. just to show up and support her at her concert and shit like that. Like, I see all of that. All of it is going to happen. So, yes, I definitely believe in y'all. Oh, let me also share something that I'm manifesting because, child, I need to do that. As a Black woman, you got to remember to do yourself, to show up for yourself. Something that I'm advocating, that I'm manifesting. Oh, my gosh. I'm not shy. I'm just like, dreaming big is just like so... It's just a feeling you can't explain. Something I'm manifesting for myself is definitely making the Butterfly Experience podcast a show that is on television. And it's not influenced by the dumb shit that television tries to make it. It is its own. It's something special. It's something unique. And it's something that I can do weekly. And it's just on a global scale. Like, it's just, I interview artists from all over the world doing all types of amazing things. And again, it's streamed on television on a major network, preferably a network that's Black owned. I see that. I see me being able to Sing With Me, my vocal coach and voice healing, an actual legitimate company that's legitimized on paper as well as legitimized by spirit. And just something where people can come receive services and I'm paid well. And I see the Butterfly Experience being something, a retreat, being a TV show, all of that. And then I see in my music, I see me finishing albums, being able to put out work that feels polished to me, like being able to see myself get opportunities where the bag is not just $100 here, $150 here, $250 there. I'm tired of that. I'm able to go out and it's like, okay, we'll give you a stack here, $1,500 there, and then it goes more and more, $8,000 there. Like, I see myself on panels where I'm not just performing music, I'm sitting on panels talking about my experience, giving people advice. I see myself getting licensed to be a vocal coach, licensed to be a degrees is one thing. Like, I do see myself, I guess, but not really in traditional school, but I just see myself with licenses and certificates and degrees of sorts in certain studies and things like that. I see all of that so that I have the paper to back what it is I'm doing, because I'm already backed by spirit, but it is nice to have certain licenses. Again, it don't got to be a degree, but like certain licenses, so I'm able to do what I do, because I do chakra work, I do vocal coaching and voice healing and, theory, music theory and all of that stuff. So yeah, I see that, and then continuing to make music and tour the world and change lives with my music and be able to comfortably support the people I love, which includes y'all, whether it's in every way. Like, I just see myself with a whole bunch of money so I can go do whatever I want and go buy whatever I want from all y'all companies and go just, y'all better hurry up and buy it, because Imani already bought 15. Y'all better hurry up and enroll y'all kids, because Imani already paid for all her kids to go to Tata school, for all the kids on her block to go to Tata school. So there's only 3 spots left. God damn it. Y'all better hurry up, because Imani then bought her own tickets, all her family, all her friends' tickets to see Soraya, and bought tickets for the whole 3 schools within a 15-mile radius. Shit like that. Y'all better hurry up, because she already bought all that shit. That's what I see. Because that's the type of person I am. Like, when I'm going through phases of having a lot of money, I was just spending it on supporting my friends and food. Yeah. So, but yeah, I love y'all so much. Thank you again for just making my night and just making this such a special experience. Like, this just meant the world to me that people just like really engage with this platform. This platform means the world to me, and y'all just give me reason to just keep going and keep showing up. So, wow. Thank you. I love y'all. This was great. I love Black women. Thank you, God, for blessing me with what the topic was meant to be. You know how my day was, and it's just like, you just bless me for showing up. Thank you so much. Make sure if you tuning in at a later date, if you're not on this live, but you're watching this later, make sure you tune in on Spotify. All the episodes that I do on live are available on Spotify as well as available on Instagram as a live experience for you to go rewatch. Please send to a friend that you feel like may need it. And yeah, just engage with the content. We love to have you here in the garden. Shout out to the Butterfly Experience, all the abundance to you and yours. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Much love and praise. Praise to the Most High. Peace. I love y'all. And remember, Black women uplift each other. We love each other. Black women are just magical and just everything that they are, should be, and meant to be, and naturally are divinely of God. So, another amazing Black woman just joined. I love you. We're about to end, but I love you. Feel free to, comment in the comments something that you want to manifest once I post this. But make sure y'all follow Talks with the God, because, oh my goodness, amazing poet. Oh my gosh, getting me all the way together. All right, y'all. Peace, love, and prosperity. Feel free to DM me if y'all want to continue talks and stuff like that. Mwah. 5. Fly high, butterflies. Mwah. Bye. Loved it.